right, welcome to Primos for Life, the wrestling podcast made for the fans, by the fans. Como siempre, yo soy Eddie, el niño vaque. We got Ariel, the Ecuadorian dream bisueta, and we are your self-proclaimed, undisputed co-host tag team champions of the world. And in tonight's episode, we highlight a jam-packed weekend in wrestling. From the Great American Bash to AEW's All In. From Saturday night's main event to WWE Evolution. We discuss everything that we possibly can about all these events. So, como siempre, sit back, grab a snack, and let's get it on. Hola, primo. ¿Cómo estás, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good. How are you?
Oh, man, I am tired, but super, as a wrestling fan, super happy of like the last 48 hours of just wrestling, man. Fantastic.
It's been a lot. Been a lot of stuff, man. And you've been to live events and, keeping up with the shows. I've just been keeping up with the shows and I'm exhausted. I'm like, oh, man, there's a lot of stuff happening, a lot of hours spent, but a lot of entertaining things and a lot of great storyline movement, some bummers, things that did not go well, but stuff we'll all cover. And I want to put this out now that I was wishing, because I wasn't sure what you were doing. I wasn't sure if you were, watching most of Evolution live, because there was a couple things that came into my head after Saturday night's main event.
Yeah.
And we'll get into it later, but I called yesterday as things were happening, and I'll explain it to you down the line. But the end of Evolution, I had called midway through Evolution.
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
I mean, technically in the prediction too, though. I mean, you called.
Yeah, but I did it more for the other match. I said there would be a cash in. I said the match, but once again, and the reason, because I wouldn't have even thought last night would have happened had Saturday night's main event not gone down the way it did. Yeah. We'll get into it.
Yeah,
because I have a lot of stuff on my brain that I want to talk about, because because it was a lot of stuff that got me, and I'll explain a bunch of it. But yeah, so let's just go, man. Let's go.
Yes, absolutely. But before we go into it, real quick, I just want to put this out there. All I gotta say is this: whether it doesn't matter which brand you're a fan of, WWE, AEW, any of it. If you are a wrestling fan, there was something for everyone this weekend. And when I tell you that NXT was great, AEW, based on what I was able to catch, because again, I went to a couple of live events as well.
Right.
Oh my gosh, exciting. You need to go and watch that Young Bucks and Ospreay and Swerve match.
Oh, Ospreay Swerve match, yeah. I saw a couple highlights that popped up on my feed and stuff. I was like, oh, this looks amazing. This looks
incredible. Great. So, if you were looking for high speed pace, and then or if you wanted that storytelling and everything, it was just emotional. It was highs and lows. It was like you said, we're gonna get into it. But if you're a wrestling fan, it was a fantastic weekend for it. So let's just jump right in. I'll go over NXT Great American Bash. Not in any particular order. I will just put out the results, and then we'll get to Saturday night's main event and Evolution, which I thought was fantastic. But okay, jumping in. NXT, we got Jordan Grace and Blake Monroe. They defeated Fatal Influence, which awesome. But then we see what happens at Evolution. You're just like, oh, wait. Oh, there's more to this story, which we'll get into later. Then we get Obafemi, who retained his championship against Yoshiki Inamura. And that was based on an interference, and the way that story ended was really well too, because they showed respect to each other at the end, and he will get a rematch because of said interference. So they're building a story there. The Ethan Page Ricky Saints match, fantastic, because it was false counts anywhere, and man, did they go everywhere. Fantastic match. Ethan Page retained. Awesome match. Definitely a good watch. Sol Ruka defeats Izzy Dame for the women's North American title. Sol Ruka is just a beast. I mean, soul snatching every chance she gets, whether it was on SmackDown, whether it was, at Great American Bash and the tag match at Evolution. She is one to watch. I wouldn't be surprised if they break up that tag team and she comes up to the roster.
They call her up
3-6
early.
months. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. And then we had the opening match was Javon Evans versus Jasper Troy. Jasper Troy is the guy that won LFG for season 1.
Right.
Fantastic match. Javon always performs. But big ups to Jasper Troy for really showing out and really showing everything that he's been learning in the PC, really showing well. So, you know,
The
good
Performance
for them.
Center.
Yeah. For the folks that don't know what the PC is.
Guy McGee over here. We're trying to get new listeners rather for wrestling for the PC, for your personal computer.
Personal computer.
You get wrestlers from a personal computer. Okay.
But overall, though, fantastic event. It's definitely a good watch whenever you get a chance. You know, awesome.
Dope.
And then next we get AEW All In. Now I didn't get to catch all of this because obviously it was a lot of wrestling over the weekend. But we'll go over the results in no particular order. Hangman defeats Jon Moxley. Finally, we get a new AEW World Champion in the Texas Deathmatch.
We both picked that one correct.
Yeah. Which, based on the pictures and the videos, it looked brutal. So I can't wait to watch it. But big ups to Adam Page. He deserves it. He is the future in the face of that company.
With your American Girl haircut, though.
Don't be a hater.
What happened? Huh?
But the next one is Okada versus Kenny Omega, which you predicted correctly. Okada.
That's right, son.
Okada's my guy, son. Winning. So definitely can't wait to watch that match. Another surprise, Tony Storm retained as well against Mercedes Moné.
I picked that one.
A fantastic match. Again, can't wait to watch that. This one I did catch, the the 4-way match and for the new TNT title championship.
So we both got that one wrong because technically you had Fletcher and I had Cole. So.
Yeah, we were and the reason why it was wrong because an audible was turned. Unfortunately, there was some sad news with Adam Cole.
Right.
Due to medical reasons, he's not going to be able to compete in the near future. So we all hope and pray and wish, a speedy recovery to Adam Cole. He's one of the greats. We definitely want to see him back in the ring and do things on his own terms. It's always sucky when a pro gets that news of like, hey, you need to take a step back from from the ring and stuff like that. So nobody wants to go through that. So speedy recovery.
No, it's it's terrible. I mean, unfortunately, Father Time is undefeated, and people get older and bodies don't heal the way they used to, and it's just a terrible, terrible thing. So
man. So big ups to Adam Cole, baby, and hopefully he feels better, and hopefully we get to see you soon. Get that title back.
That'd be awesome.
But on the lighter side of that, it was a 4-way match between Dustin Rhodes, Sammy Guevara, Kyle Fletcher, and the last person,
somebody else. I forget.
Yeah,
I forget.
But fantastic match, and the surprise win there was Dustin Rhodes. Like,
yeah, man,
fantastic.
Goldust,
the natural Dustin Rhodes, 58 years old, capturing the TNT title. Good for him. Yeah, and then the casino gauntlets. Now the women's, I was able to catch that one. Fantastic job, ladies. Right. Like if there was ever a weekend to celebrate women's wrestling, this was it, because that gauntlet match was crazy. Nice. Shout outs to Athena winning that one, because
Athena won that one. That's right.
Yeah, she went through.
So we both got that wrong.
Yeah, she went through it, and it was fantastic. For the men's casino gauntlet, it was MJF who ended up winning that one. So no surprise there.
One.
Yeah,
wrong.
We are. Yeah, well,
wrong, man, you haven't hit anything yet.
I haven't hit nothing yet. And then we had a trios title match, which was the Ops versus the Acclaimed. Ops retained, but something happened with Samoa Joe where he got stretchered out, man. So whether it's a work or not,
we didn't even have that on our board. So okay,
yeah.
Well, hopefully it's okay. I mean, it's probably a work, but yes, we'll see.
Yeah, and then the match that I was able to catch, it was fantastic. It was Swerve
and
Ospreay versus the Young Bucks, and what a match, man! I mean, if you want to talk about hit for hit, blow for blow intensity, man, that is one that you do not want to miss. So definitely, get a chance.
There was something that popped up on my feed of like it was like a minute and a half of them just back and forth, move, jump, sell, lay, kick, bang, da. Like just, I was like, oh, it was just movement all over the place. It was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, man.
But Swerve and Ospreay won that one, right?
Fantastic. Yes, they did. Awesome.
And then the last one was what, the Patriarchy versus the Hurt Syndicate.
That's right. And then that was a tag match. It was a triple threat. Also with Speedball his tag partner, and you were right about that. The Hurt Syndicate retained, so awesome match there. And yeah, man, I mean, overall, a fantastic pay-per-view. That one was a pay-per-view, so yeah, if you get a chance, go and watch whatever you can, bro, because it is a good time to be a wrestling fan. Let me tell you, and I can't say it enough, man. All right, so now let's jump into the meat of the
Saturday night's main event.
Yes, Saturday night's main event, and I will say this, right? I'll start off by saying this. I was really happy with it and the way it turned out for the most part, right? You know, let's just jump into one of the first matches, which was Randy and Drew. That was fantastic. I mean, both of these guys know how to bring it. And I like the way it was done to set up, you know, SummerSlam and their match, because now we're going to get Randy RK Roll, right? Because we're going to get Randy Orton and Jelly Roll versus Drew and Logan Paul, which my only issue with it, though, I understand they're setting up matches and I understand that it's SummerSlam and it's 2 nights. But my thing is, now you're moving Logan Paul from a full-time wrestler back into a celebrity status, because now you're going to have a match against, you know, Jelly Roll, who's not a wrestler, but a celebrity, even though reports say that he's been training for SummerSlam.
Yeah, but I mean, you want to use Logan Paul because he's still a draw. And at this point, you're going to have plenty of other storylines right now, and he's not a major storyline as a singles wrestler going in this particular time. So you want to use him where you can, so you kind of do that. Yes. First thing I want to say is Friday Night SmackDown, we had new tag team champions crowned. The Wyatt Six beat the Street Profits. Also, with our picks, you were right because Orton won this one. I had won Drew. However, had I known Friday was going to happen and the Jelly Roll was going to be accompanying Orton to the ring, I would have gone Orton. Because anytime a celebrity comes down with you, you're going to win the match. So I'm gonna take the L, but I'm doing it under protest here.
Give me something, man. I didn't get anything just until now
because of that bull with this Jelly Roll thing. But I was like, really, Jelly Roll? And then I saw, you know, I was like, okay, this is they're gonna like long build this, whatever. Okay, fine. Jelly Roll took a good claymore to the face at the end. Hopefully this goes quick, but yeah, I mean, it was because Jelly Roll was there, Orton had to get that done. Fine.
Yeah, no, but overall, really good match. You're right. SmackDown did throw slight curveballs leading into Saturday night's main event, but the one thing that did come out of that, I don't know if you saw this, R-Truth, you know, put up a picture of him, the Street Profits, and Carmelo Hayes, and his caption read, "I'm in the driver's seat now." So it's almost like they're teasing a possible faction, which I'm kind of down with. That sounds
Bone
like
Thugs and Killings is what I saw. No,
pending. Let's go.
No, there was some. No, I saw that somewhere. Someone said, someone sent that picture out, and it was like, name this faction. Like, so it wasn't from R-Truth. It was and people started like, so the one I saw that like got the skull was Bone Thugs and Killings. And I was like, that's actually pretty funny.
That's hard.
But yeah, no, I saw that. So that's, I mean, they're all awesome. You know, I love the Prophets. You know, I'm Carmelo Hayes guys, and you know, it's
truth.
It's truth. So
yeah,
I'm down. But yeah, so the SmackDown did do that, but yeah, but whatever. But then we get to Solo versus Jimmy for the belt, the United States Championship, and Solo wins this one, of course, with help from literally everybody in what do they call that crew now?
MTF or MG?
And NTAs,
MFTs. What does it stand for? I don't even know what it means. I could guess, but
yeah, well, I could guess a bunch of times, but we'd have to mute the whole show. So yeah, that was a solid match.
Yeah,
you know, but a lot of, like I said, chicanery and tomfoolery, and then Fatu comes out at the end to you know,
the odds,
right? And then he ends up taking a little bit of a shot, but then he ends up just flipping everybody over and stuff. It's fun.
I mean, it was expected, but at the same time, I actually enjoyed it because for the majority of the match, it was one-on-one. It wasn't until towards the end that everybody started getting involved, but I liked the way it was done. I definitely like this slow build of this, civil war again. You know what I mean? So it just makes you feel like it should get crazier by the time we get to SummerSlam and Paris,
Right.
where like Roman has to step in and clean up his house. You get what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. I will. I'll allow it. You know what I mean?
That was like you said, you have to start delivering on this storyline soon.
Yeah.
So this is now you're drawing a line in the sand more and more further. Teams are filling up as they would, as now it's going to be Jimmy and Fatu, and then to what else. So
Yeah.
good. They got a prep. So
yeah, and then we get into a crazy outcome of this match. We have LA Knight versus Seth Rollins, and obviously LA Knight got the win due to some knee injury that buckled, man. And you know what? And I'll say this before you go into it, but I know I felt like a jerk the last two PLEs because there was a lot of things that I was expecting from people that I like or dislike, and they completely shut me up one way or another. You know what I mean? Because with the Adam Cole decision, right? What was the one thing that I said in the predictions? Give it to Kyle Fletcher. He's the future. Da, 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 and then we get bad news. And I was like, dang, I'm a jerk, right? Like I felt it. I was like, I'm a jerk for saying that because at the end of the day, they're amazing talent. They're people. They're awesome,
right.
and we give flowers when they're due. And Adam Cole is one of those that deserves it. This is what I felt here in this match because as much as the Seth Rollins character upsets me sometimes, and like you say, he doesn't need a title, he doesn't need a gimmick, he is where he needs to be, and we need to let people. He needs to elevate other people. Then something like this happens where he gets injured. Now we have no idea what's going to happen and how they're going to pivot with the Money in the Bank situation, unless it's a work, which it doesn't seem like it's a work. And then my only thought is finding a way to convince like Braun to take it, or finding a way for him to like let Seth allow him to be like, hey, you know what? This wasn't part of the plan, but the Oracle always has a backup plan. You're going to take in my place. You know what I mean? And he gets to cash in. I'd be happy with that. It'll make me feel better about the Seth Rollins character because then when he is healed up, now you could build a program against them in the implosion of their group. So that's where my whole mind went. But then also you could see the frustration in LA Knight's face, right? Because that's not the way he wanted to end, and that's not the way he wanted to be seen. Like he wanted to keep going, he wanted the match, and you could just tell the frustration on his face. And now he has no idea where he stands going forward. So that's everything that I caught. Please tell me what you thought.
I mean, I felt really bad. Like the match is going on. I was like, okay, well, at least let's get a decent match going. Let's give Seth his win and do what's supposed to happen. Screw LA Knight as Braun Breaker or Bronson Reed come out and assist and be fine. And then he did the moonsault and he landed. And I haven't gone back to watch it because, like I've told you before in previous episodes, I don't like focusing on the gory stuff like that. Like just watching the knee buckle stuff like that. Like that it just kind of rubs me the wrong way. Just watching it and physically taking it in, I don't know.
Yeah.
I shudder to look at it. And B, I feel bad just watching something that's just a terrible moment in this person's career and life. So I didn't really see it buckle as bad, and I thought at first it was just kind of a work. I thought it was, and then it wasn't until LA Knight went walking back over because I saw him call the ref over, and I saw the look in Paul Heyman's face where he looked concerned.
Yeah.
And when LA Knight came over and the ref buckled him off, him off,
Jessica
was like, no.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, you just like, he was like, and you see LA Knight, and that's where he said you can see the frustration in his face. You can see it when he's exiting the ramp after he gets the win.
Yes, like
because they're over there, they're figuring it out. And then I'm like, oh, okay, this is not a work. Like this is okay. And then all of a sudden he's good to go, and he stands up, he takes a BFT, and then it's done. And you're like, okay, no, this is serious. This is like something happened there.
Which, by the way, kudos to Seth for even being such a pro that he's just like, no, we have to finish the match. I can't.
There's got to be a resolution here. There has to be. So if I have to take the L to do it, then I have to take the L to do it because now at least you have a bigger storyline. Like you got that he got the win over me. Like I don't know, but it's gonna be tough to suck because everyone saw the injury.
Yeah.
So storyline, how could you really do that? Like,
Right.
I agree. LA Knight frustrated. I think frustrated for two things. I think he's bummed that Seth got hurt.
Of course.
Like he's like as a courteous professional. You don't want to see one of a fellow worker get injured like that.
Right.
And B, like you said, I think it's ruffles. Muddies the waters for what you can do with him. But now you're gonna have to do more with him because now it looks like Seth's gonna miss some time.
Yeah.
Now, do you do a tournament for that Money in the Bank briefcase? Because I think if I recall, they've done that before, where somebody put it up, or people have put it up against other wrestlers in actual matches. Do they have a match, and then where you get like the finger point of death, like they did in the NWO, where Nash gets poked and falls over, and that's what Seth Rollins does. I don't know, but it just stinks because Seth Rollins was supposed to be a focal point, which is why he did everything he did last year, with helping Cody Rhodes and doing this and that. And now he had his moment, and it was coming. And I'm not a Seth guy, and I'm not. But you hate to see this happen. It's just really it stinks. That being said, I also think that there was supposed to be something major happening that night, because remember, it's Saturday night's main event. So what happens is, not only did you lose time in this match, because now this 20-minute match that was supposed to happen is done in 5. Yeah. So now what do? You have to play the next Goldberg package. You have to extend this. Somehow you have to get a work out of Gunther and Goldberg that's long enough to kill this. And Goldberg is not the person you want to have to carry that extra time.
Right.
So now you're like completely nervous. But I think something else was supposed to happen. I think Goldberg and Gunther were supposed to only have, we'll call it an 8-minute match. And Rollins cashes in on a winning Goldberg, who then loses it to Seth Rollins, or maybe catch it, So I think something was supposed to happen there. This injury really offset a bunch of plans, and I think that's what carries into Evolution the next day. I think this injury to Seth Rollins also dictates what happens at Evolution later on to the following night. Because if this doesn't happen, I don't think Evolution is done the way Evolution finished. I think there might have been a different play, or not even a cash-in. I think there was supposed to be something done, but it was supposed to be done at Saturday night's main event because it was a Peacock NBC vehicle. So if you're going to do something, you're going to do it there. Maybe it was the return of a Roman Reigns to cost Seth Rollins. Maybe it was, but they were missing something, because that match and the way that ended, that's not the PLE I'm assuming they wanted to put out.
Wow. Yeah, I didn't even, honestly, I just rolled with the punches, and I was just so concerned that I even take the moment to even think about that. But that's a valid point, because you look at it and you say to yourself, okay, had that play out the way we're assuming it could have played out, then you're saying you think Naomi would have cashed in on Tiffy and not the other match?
Or maybe she would. Yeah, I think she would have. Well, because I'm thinking either she cashes in on Tiffy or she doesn't cash in at all. Because you don't have to do the 2 Money in the Bank cash-ins if one's already done.
Right.
I think the fact that you didn't have one that was supposed to go down.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
You're not going to pull it off, because I saw the swerve coming when Tiffy beats Trish and Naomi loses to Cargo. And I'm sorry I'm spoiling this. I'm moving ahead, but this is all going to tie in.
Yeah.
I said, okay, Naomi took her L. So with them missing the Money in the Bank spot last night, now it's probably going to happen. When Tiffy walked out of the ring, I went, Naomi has always said that she's going after Tiffy. Right. It would be the ultimate swerve if she comes after the EO Rio winner at the end of the pay-per-view. And sure as shit, as I thought that, and I was going, and I'm sitting there and I was like, this is going to be crazy, because it's the swerve that nobody saw coming, and it's to clean up the mess that could have been last night. Because now Evolution has to have something. Evolution has to have something big, because you lost your opportunity to have something big. So you had to do something. This is the ultimate swerve. And I thought it last night, and I wish I would have texted you, but I didn't know how far, what was going on, because I should have got someone to, because now no one's going to believe me. Everyone's going to go, yeah, sure you did. You know what I'm saying? But I said that, I was like, this is the ultimate swerve. This is, and the worst part was, I'm sitting there, my wife comes home, and the air is coming out of the tire. And like it's the end, it's Io versus Rhea, and I'm like, oh, okay. And she's telling me, and I'm like, I gotta go get air in this motherfucking tire. Because I was like, we gotta do shit in the morning with the car. I'm like, all right. So I take my phone and I log into Peacock and I walk into the car. And I get to the car and I put it on the dash and I connect it to the Bluetooth so that I can hear it. I'm not watching it, it's on the seat next to me, but I can hear it on my stereo. So I'm like, okay, babe, I'm gonna go put air in the car so that tomorrow I can get the tire fixed. And then I hear, she's cashing in. And I was like, God damn it. I was like, hey, this stinks because like, but I was right. I was right. Like I was like, because you had to do something big. Like I said, Seth's Money in the Bank or being injured completely, I think, completely changed the way the weekend was supposed to go. Personally, because
it makes sense, dude. It makes sense.
If Goldberg, because Goldberg's last night, okay, yeah, maybe he beats Gunther and then Seth cashes in. Okay, big on NBC, national viewers, huge moment. Seth Rollins has his moment on bang, huge PLE. Evolution, you need to do that.
Right.
Io Rhea is going to be a banger of a match anyway. You've had other dope things happen. Like it was a great Evolution was fantastic. Evolution was really good. I enjoyed Evolution a lot.
Every bit.
And so you don't need to do that. Yeah. But with this injury to Seth, you had to do something. And once I saw Tiffy and Trish walk away,
you're right.
She made it a point to be like, I'm coming after you, and whoever wins this is who I'm going to see. And never even brought up the fact that she would do that.
Right.
And then the minute she walked away, I was like, this might be where the swerve hits. And I sat in the driveway until the match ended, and then I went and got the air. But because then I said, well, no, I'm going to stay in park and just watch this. And yeah, it was crazy. But I think this is all because of that injury. I think the domino effect of this injury swerved everything. And now you had 12 hours to piece together another story.
To figure out Monday.
Of how you how you were going to do Sunday to make the big move that was cost on Saturday. And now, once again, okay, so this is your play. Now you have another 12 hours because now tonight we're going again.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to see what happens. Like I'm gonna, as soon as I get off work, man, I'm gonna just come home and turn Netflix on. Like usually I'll wait till like the next morning or something. Like no, tonight I'm hopefully we get done early at the restaurant, man. I'm praying because I want to see what happens. But sorry, long-winded.
No.
I've been thinking about this last night because I was gonna break this all down for yesterday. It's been sitting with me. So I'm like, this was just a huge domino effect that changed a bunch of stuff, and I want to see how it's gonna go tonight.
Yeah, man. No. I love that. I love that because you're right. Because remember, Seth is on Raw, and Naomi cashed in on the Raw Women's title. So now you have a story shifted to a new like a different brand. You move her to a new brand. So okay, yeah, I know we spent a lot of time on that, but it was fantastic. I loved every bit of that. I think you're absolutely right. Now that I hear it clearly and saw the whole picture as you were talking, I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Yep. All right. Yep. So let's finish off with the main event and then we'll hop into Evolution because Evolution was fantastic. Right. Gunther versus Goldberg. And what I will say about this was I didn't think about it until you said it, but you're right, because that match did run a little longer than I expected, rather. It didn't feel long. It just ran longer. But I like the way it was done. I like the way it was sold. Goldberg did a fantastic job selling the knee and just, showing his age and not being prideful about it, but still having Goldberg moments. Right. That jackhammer did make me a little nervous, but everybody was fine because Gunther lands on his shoulder, not on his head. So that was all good. But I thought the match and the way that it was done to save the night, it was done poetically and it was nice. The fact that the throwback security guard was the one that originally walked him out out again, and his boys and his son and all that stuff. Loved the involvement of his son.
Yeah. Ernest the Cat Miller was there.
Yeah. and I love that Charles Robinson, a former WCW ref, was the one reffing the match. Mm-hmm. Like if you paid attention to all the details, it was perfect. Gunther was the right guy for the job to make him look good.
Yep.
And I think you're right, because even in his speech, and this is probably why they cut him off, but it's almost like he was hinting like, yeah, you didn't see me at my best and this and that. And it's almost like he wanted to say, and this wasn't the plan. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The speech, and then they cut it off. So it's like, did network television cut it off, or did WWE say, hey, we don't need him oversharing right now?
Yeah.
So, but overall, with the highs and the lows, it was still a fantastic PLE.
Good show.
And
Very good show.
Yes, it was really good. I'm very happy with it.
Yep.
And then in the interest of saving time, let's just jump into Evolution, which at this point to me is like a 9.5, even a 10. I enjoyed every single match. I enjoy everybody stepped it up. Everybody did a great job. There was not one match that I hated in this entire PLE. I was so happy with it.
This was very well done by everyone. Like, yeah, I was like, I didn't want to.
Even the Becky match, bro. Like that first match, like I loved every bit of it.
The one thing I didn't want to do was go into this, with that hater mentality of like, it's an all women's pay-per-view. And like, the one thing we always make sure that we want to discuss here is inclusivity of everybody. We always say for our culture, but this is for men and for women also, so to have this women driven pay-per-view, like I was hoping that this was done very, very well, because I wanted nobody to be able to sit there and say this women's pay-per-view was not good because it was all women.
Right.
So I did not want that to be the thing, because that's not the case. These women are fantastic athletes and they put on a hell of a show. And this was awesome. This rang true. These women were busting their asses and they did a great job of selling and telling the story and doing everything that the guys do, just as well. This was a great show. I agree with you 110%. This was wonderful. I thought it was great. And once again, in the interest of saving time, we've already discussed that Naomi took the loss to Jade Cargill. So real quick, solid match.
Fantastic match. Yeah.
Understand that, now you're doing why it's easy for Naomi to take the L here because of what happens later.
Right.
So right decision made there.
And it's actually funny, real quick, before we move on. The funniest part of that match, though, was when Naomi drop kicks Jade into that TV in front of the table and starts smoking. And Bianca's like, "You okay?" And I was like, "Girl, can't you see she's not
on fire? Her leg's on fire." And Michael Cole is like, "Wow, that popped, huh?"
But again, fantastic match. But yeah, go ahead. Let's run down through the matches and let's go.
And then the other thing that we had already mentioned was Jade, Naomi. Oh, Tiffany and Stratus. So Tiffany Stratton beats Trish Stratus.
Yes,
great match, returning match for the legend. Very well done. I was
by Tiffany
good
too,
with the
man.
match.
I was surprised.
Yeah, no, they put on a hell of a show, man. Tiffany with a great swanton with that dope moonsault. Like everything was clean, crisp, and done nice. I mean, there's a couple of
little hiccups in the matches, but still,
that's expected with everybody. Yeah, so that one, Tiffy won. We both picked that, so that was another solid match. And then we can get into a couple of the other ones that we hadn't spoken about yet. Start off with NXT Championship.
That's right, the women's championship. It was
JC Jane versus Jordan Grace.
Yep,
we were both wrong here, as we both went Jordan Grace.
Yeah,
and JC Jane came up with it, and
due to interference from
I was about to say from Mariah May. I mean, excuse me. Yeah, I thought this was an interesting heel turn.
Yeah,
well, not heel turn, but like an interesting turn, like, because for all intents and purposes, she was there to be Jordan Grace's backup, to help, because it's been a 3-on-1. It would have been a 3-on-1, and then to see that change, and once again, you kind of saw it kind of happening. Like, you're like, if you were paying attention, you're like, okay, oh, she's hitting her, she's holding that chair, she's holding it a little long, she's looking a little weird.
Yeah.
Oh no, and then she hits her in the back with it when Grace comes off the ropes, leading to an easy pin for JC Jane.
Yeah. No. Agreed. Fantastic match. Surprised about the ending, but makes sense storyline wise. And it almost makes me want to tune into NXT to see what's going to happen next with that story. So I agree.
Well, the fun thing there also is that Michael Cole said it. He's like, everyone's been saying that as of recent, JC Jane is the most beatable champion, NXT Women's Champion. So I think they want to make it a point to show that she's not as easily beatable as everyone is making her out to be.
Right.
Which, great, yeah. That's not how you want to make it. You don't want a Kofi Kingston this thing where you have a champion who's winning but barely, and then he gets squashed. It's like, no, you want to have like wins, and so
yeah, agreed. And then let's jump into the Becky Bailey Lyra match. Fantastic. As much as we hate the segments and the too much talking, and we just want to see a fight, that's what they did. That's what they delivered. This is what makes Becky and Bailey fantastic as veterans in this match. But this is what makes Lyra incredible for the future, because now you could see that she could hang with the best of them. 2 out of the 4 horsewomen. So great match. I was happy with it. I really hope we get it again at SummerSlam. Like, not even joking. Like, this time with like no holds barred or like some other stipulation, but I would love to see the 3 of them in the ring again. I was happy with it.
That was great. That was really, really good. It was a very, very solid match. I'm not mad at it at all. I just want to know if we can be done.
Yeah.
Like, let's take one out of the storyline, or let's have Bailey and Lyra have their own thing now and move Becky on to somebody else. Right. Like, let's please. Because hell of a match, but I'm good.
Yeah. And then we get the women's tag match, the Fatal 4-Way.
Tag team turmoil.
The tag team turmoil match. Again, another banger. Raquel really shined.
Yeah.
I think what was really cool about it, I don't know if you saw this on Instagram or on social media, Kevin Nash critiqued her. And the way she responded to that critique was actually on a level of respect for legends and the business. The fact that she was like, listen, because his comment was like, she needs to learn how to work big. And coming from the big guy himself, the guy who's known to be that, she said, turn around, A, he's a legend. B, if he's watching my matches, that means that he cares and he wants me to improve. So I'm not going to take any offense to it. If Kevin Nash tells me I need to work big, guess what? I'm going to work big, and I hope he keeps watching me so he can see the changes. And I was like, good for her, man. Made me love and respect her even more, man.
Try not to let somebody be, necessarily bash you. Like, take that for the positive, and then look for the spin there. No, that's a genius move by her, and very well done. Yeah, no, I mean, hey, look at you're in admiration. You forgot her name 3 weeks ago. I had to remind you that she even existed, or that she even showed up in a match, and now you're all about her. No, it was great. No, that's dope. That's because she did well. They had a very solid match. I thought it ended well. The NXT people taking the pin. Bliss and Charlotte now have a little camaraderie going. We'll see where that story goes. But you get the win, which now kind of makes Raquel Rodriguez not really dislike Roxanne Perez nearly as much, because now she's earning her keep. And that's going to be beneficial for the storyline with Liv returns and wants to blow it all up.
Yeah, man. Yeah, no, it was awesome. I'm very happy with it. Let's jump into the last 2 matches of the night, which will be the women's battle royal, which surprisingly they moved it to the middle, which kind of makes sense, because with all that star power from all brands, you were kind of like, okay, it makes sense for what it did. I loved every bit of it. I loved the talent that was in there. Surprised that no TNA female athletes were in there. I thought they were going to make an appearance, at least like a Masha or somebody, you know what I mean?
I didn't even think that was
an option. Yeah, really?
That never even crossed my mind that there was going to be people from TNA in there, because I'm like, it's 20. You can get 20 real quick. And they did. And because everyone in there, with the exception of like 2 people, I was like, who the other than that, everyone else, I'm like, oh yeah, great, cool, like.
Yeah. But overall, fantastic job. I love the ending. I love that it was one person from each brand, which shows that, hey, we're all, equals at this point, in the sense of like, NXT is trying to move away from being a developmental brand, but more so like an equal playing field compared to Raw and SmackDown. So love that it was Lash Legend, that it was representing NXT in that aspect.
She's dope. She's
but once I saw Stephanie and Naomi in there, I was like, okay, they're going to double team Naomi. I'm sorry,
Nia.
Nia Jax rather,
Nia,
and
yep.
then Stephanie was going to get the win.
Yeah.
Which,
Yeah.
hey, I was very happy with.
I thought I was looking good. I was like, oh, Nikki Bella's still here. I was like, yeah. I was like, am I going to be right? I don't want to be right. Like, I'll take the L on this one, please. And then when I saw that, I was like, okay, good. It's going to be okay. Okay, Eddie was right.
Yeah, so super happy with that. And then the main event
Very
of
well
the
done.
evening, which is Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley, and what a banger! I love the fact that Jessica got drop kicked, and it led to basically a falls count anywhere match, and these two were all over the place. And then
Bro.
the intensity, the back and forth, the constant. Oh my gosh, Io's gonna win! Oh my gosh, Rhea's gonna win! Oh my gosh, what is happening? La 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 la! And then boom, you hear Naomi's music, and then she's coming in looking like a crazy woman. And I think I appreciated the way that she did it as a like didn't wait till the match actually ended, but she inserted herself in the match. I think
Right.
that says a lot as
Right.
well.
Triple
And
threat rules it
right,
became, yeah.
and was beautiful, beautifully done. And you're right, whether it was happenstance, it was timing, it was planned, whatever the case is, um, I'm not mad at it at all. It
No.
was a cherry on top of a fantastic wrestling weekend. And
Yep.
just to jump into my final thoughts of it, um, like I said in the beginning, as a wrestling fan, you would have walked away happy with every single bit of wrestling that happened this weekend, whether
Yeah.
it's WWE, AEW, local promotions, man. Oh my God, everything, anything. I love wrestling. We love wrestling. Fans, continue supporting and
Yeah.
continue loving the thing that we all
That's
love,
it.
man, because it was
That's it.
beautiful.
No, it was a great weekend. Yeah, that the match was crazy at the end. Like I said, it's we're gonna get to see what Naomi can do now. They gave her her run. Like I said, I think it was the domino effect. But things had to be done. Things had to be moved, and now we're gonna see how storyline it goes. But
Yeah,
it was a very very good weekend of wrestling for everybody, with the exception of Seth Rollins, and
and Adam Cole.
hopefully he heals quickly.
Yeah,
I mean, unfortunately, he's had a history of knee injuries, but hopefully it heals quickly and he's able to come back and maintain. And we'll see what happens with the briefcase and everything like that. But other than that, yeah, it was a very very good weekend of wrestling. Like, Evolution was really really well done, quite good. And I thought the way that ended, I think Rhea took the pin on that, right? I don't think Io took the pin. I think Rhea took the pin. I'm not sure.
no,
I
no,
gotta
no.
go.
I think
Did he?
Io took the pin
Io did take
because
the pin.
it's another story. I remember it that way because it's another situation where it's like Rhea technically didn't lose to Io yet. You get what I'm saying? She
Right.
lost the
Yeah,
match, but she
but
didn't beat Io fair and square.
yeah, yeah. So yeah,
Yeah,
but yeah. So overall, man, it was a very good pay per view. I want to see what happens now,
yeah.
because
I'm in.
you're gonna get a good storyline, and this also throws another top tier woman into Raw, because you've had Io and you've had Rhea, then you've been kind of pushing around a couple other people, but now this gives someone else who has the belt. So this gives
Yeah,
you an active, now a top star. So it's going to be good. But I think the weekend was very very well done.
yeah,
Would have liked to have seen how it would have played out had the Rollins injury not happened.
yeah.
Would like to be able to be in an alternate universe, would be able to call executive producers Paul Levesque and Lee Fitting and be like, let me see the paperwork for Rollins not getting injured. Let me
Yeah,
see what that looks like. But great pay per view, PLEs. Saturday Night Fever was good, and Evolution was fucking great. It was good. I liked it a lot. So
yeah, man. Quick grades. I'd give NXT probably an 8. I give AEW based on what I saw already an 8, 8.5 just on the
mhm,
3 or 4 matches that I saw.
mhm.
Can't wait to go back and finish it. I give Saturday Night's Main Event an 8, and then I give Evolution straight up a 9.5, even a 10. Honestly,
Sure.
again, whether it was happenstance, coincidence, just the luck of the draw, or just fate rather,
Right.
it deserves a 10. It almost kind of reminds me of like real quick the Kofi Kingston situation with because remember Mustafa Ali was the one that was supposed to be
He
in
was
that
supposed to get
spot,
that push. Yeah.
and because of his injury, it was Kofi. So, and that's how it led us to Kofi Mania. So it almost makes you wonder if it in this situation, even though the Seth situation happened, now it's like, oh man, like you said, what's going to happen next on Monday and Friday. Because now we're hooked. We're tuned in. We got to see for SummerSlam, and we got to see it for Clash in Paris, because they're being set up awesomely. So
yeah, a lot of big stuff, man. It's be some fun storylines moving forward. So we got to see exactly what happens, because things, I think I said, things have probably changed up. So
yeah,
should be good. Should be great.
Yeah, primo. Bueno, in that case, I'm going to give you the floor this time. Go ahead and do what we always do when it comes to our listeners.
All right. Well, we want to take the opportunity here to say thank you to everybody for following, liking, listening, just giving us, a little bit of time of your days to hear us rant and rave about this thing that we all love. We hope you love too, which is why you're listening to us. Or you just love us and just blind faith listening to get us, to help us out. Thank you as well. We appreciate everybody and love you all. We wouldn't do this without you. We couldn't do this without you. It's always a lot more fun to do this knowing we have people listening and agreeing or not agreeing and reaching out to Eddie about takes and stuff like that. And please, primoforlife.com. Just go there, TikTok, Instagram, everywhere. Share, like, put on your story, things like that. Eddie and I try to put whatever we can on our stories and on the Instagram Primos for Life page and stuff like that, and TikTok page. So, feel free to like and share. We appreciate it. We love you. We thank you very, very much from the bottom of our hearts.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And then the last thing that I'll say, because I agree with everything that my lovely, handsome primo said, we have amazing things coming down the line. We got some people, pending confirmation on certain bookings, as well as 2 interviews already in the books. We will be releasing one this week and one towards the end of the month, leading up to SummerSlam weekend. So some things to look forward to. And just thank you to everybody that I've met over the weekend at the couple of live events that I attended. I was able to meet Nikki Blackheart. I got to actually get some FaceTime with Cha Cha Charlie and just a bunch of folks in the CCW crew. They really made a new podcaster, feel welcome in their world. So I just want to shout outs to all CCW talent and support. They're fantastic.
Thank you, CCW. Thank you very much for being so welcoming to Eddie, man. I know he had a blast. He sent me the pictures immediately. Awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. And also got to, reconnect with Riddle and things like that. But all that's on the social media. You guys will be able to catch all that. But again, just want to thank everybody. Thank you for being awesome. And thank you for supporting us and allowing us to do what we do, man, because we continue doing this because of y'all. So, como siempre, primo, you know what to do at this point.
Well, once again, thanks everybody. We appreciate it. Look, like, follow, all of it. Listen, have a wonderful night, and we will see you when we see you.
Yeah, we'll see you when we see you, everybody. Take care.
Good night.